Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing with the Mysticana Foundation deck. This time, I'm going to use one of these solo expansion modules. This is Cave of Djinns. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm back again with the Mysticana Foundation deck, and this time I have the Cave of Djinns expansion. This is a solo game. Again, this was all sent to me by Button Shy Games. The Mysticana Foundation deck, I already did a video on this, so you can find that from last week, or I've got a Button Shy wallet game playlist. You can find it in there. But in this video, I'm showcasing Cave of Djinns, which is an expansion to the Foundation deck. This is a solo-only game, so it adds 6 cards to this deck that are just for use for this game. So this comes in a little sleeve with the rulebook and these 6 cards. So these are the Djinns, and they are double-sided. So 6 on this side, and then 6 different ones on this side. And we'll just, mix them up a little bit. I've played a number of times, so they should be pretty mixed. But you just shuffle them together, and let me show you how this works. So I intend to play twice on this video, a standard mode and then a very difficult mode, which I have won the very difficult mode before. I can't guarantee I'll win it today. I've got just enough room here. So you take the Djinns and you make a pyramid like this. This is the Cave of Djinns. And now we're going to use the Mysticana Foundation deck right here. We'll shuffle a little while I'm talking. And so we're going to be placing these main Foundation deck cards around these Djinns, and what we're trying to do is surround them fully in order to solve their various riddles. And when a riddle is solved, we cover up that Djinn, and we're trying to cover them all up by the end of the game. So let me tell you about the riddles. Set these down. All right, so this one at the top, it wants to be, the riddle says sequence with Dominion, which is rank 4. So it wants me to either clockwise or counterclockwise have cards go in order, and they have to include a Dominion card or a rank 4 card. So if I am able to accomplish that, my immediate reward is I can switch any 2 Mysticana cards that are already out, and then I cover this one up to show that its riddle is complete. So we go to this next one. The riddle is, this one wants 3 cards of the same rank and then any other 4th card. So if we can surround this with 4 cards where 3 of them are the same rank, then our reward is we can reclaim 1 card. So it means we take any one Mysticana card that's in play here and we put it, we take it off this map and put it into the discard pile. And as always, after resolving that, then we cover the Djinn to show that its riddle has been completed. And the rewards are optional. You don't have to take them, but generally a good idea. So the riddle on this one is add or subtract a cross to equal 5. So that means in both directions, once it's fully surrounded, these cards need to either be added or subtracted to equal 5, and then the same with these 2 cards. And in this game, the avatars can be either 1 or 7, your choice, every time you're having to resolve something. So, I could treat it as a 7 for this card and as a 1 for this card if I wanted to. If there were an avatar right there. And then the reward for this one is, again, to reclaim a Mysticana card, put it in the discard deck. The riddle for this one is all 4 cards need to be the same element, and then the immediate reward is you may move 1 Mysticana card. So you pick it up, and then you put it on any other empty available space. This one, the riddle is all creature cards, which means odd ranks. So all odd ranks, and then the reward is you may switch any 2 Mysticana cards. So pick them up and swap them. And this last one, the riddle is all low ranks. So they need to be either avatars, 2s, or 3s. And the reward is you can switch 2 cards or you can move 1 card. All right, so let me kind of know enough to sort of get started. I'll explain the rest as we go. So we'll just play this on normal mode. So normal mode, every round, we're going to draw the top 2 cards from this deck. We can look at them. So we've got a 4 of fire and an avatar of water. Now, I must play both of those cards one at a time, and if at any time I am able to resolve one of these riddles, then I must do so immediately. So I think I'm going to start by placing this here, because again, this one needs a sequence with rank 4, so that 4 will be useful. This one needs to add or subtract across to equal 5, so I think I'm going to play this here and treat it as a 1, so these make 5. And then this one needs to be all odd ranks, and the avatar counts. It's either a 1 or a 7, so and it says all creature cards, and it says here at the bottom it's a creature. So it counts for this one, and then this one is all low ranks, so avatars 2s or 3s. So this also would count for solving this one's riddle. And if I didn't mention it earlier, there are 13 legal placement areas. It's just the 4 spaces around each of these Djinn cards. So now we deal 2 more. We go to the next round. And if your deck ever doesn't have enough to draw 2, then you shuffle your discard deck and draw from there. And if you still don't have enough to have 2 cards, you've lost the game. So we received a 3 of fire and a 6 of water. And so again, we have to play them both, but we can play them in any order. So I'm going to start by placing this 3 of fire here in the middle because it's part of a sequence here, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's 3 cards of the same rank, so I could, in theory, have 3 3s there. And this one wants all odds, and so it kind of works with that. And then this one wants to add or subtract across to get 5. So I could do a 3 and a 2, and the 2 would actually work with this one because it wants all low ranks. So now the question is, where do I put this 6? And 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 6 here for that sequence. Although I guess I could also put a 2. 2, 3, 4, 5 is also possible. So I'm kind of locking myself in. But that's not too bad. Let's put the 6 there. I think that'll be fine. And so now I either need 2 more 3s or 2 more 6s to solve this one. So let's draw 2 more cards. We've got a 5 of water and a 5 of fire. And I think I'll put this 5 here, so it's another odd for this one. Now this one needs all the same elements, so that means I'm going to need all fire, or else I'm going to have to start moving stuff around. And then I'm going to place this card here, and now I've solved this sequence, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it needs a sequence that includes a 4. So I've done that, and so now the immediate reward is I can switch 2 cards. So I'm going to switch these 2. So that now puts me in a position where this one has 2 5s next to it, so another 5 will be 3 of the same rank, and then I'll complete that one. And now I have to cover up this Djinn. And so the rule about that is when you cover it, you have to use one of the surrounding cards that the element beats whatever element the Djinn is. So this one is earth, so I have to use a fire card. And if you're unable to do that, then you must take the top card from the deck without looking at it and cover the Djinn. So you start to lose information that way. And so I think I'm going to use this 4 because I'd rather keep the 3. The 3's doing a lot of work with these other cards. I'm going to leave it there. So this is gone. So that does free up this space to place another card, but it's going to have to be a 4 if I want to add across to make 5 again. Oh, but I suppose it can also be a 2 because this can be 7 minus 2. So I've got some options there. So that works out okay. So hopefully you're following. I'm going to draw 2 more cards, 3 of water and 4 of water. So I'm going to take this 4 of water and place it here. The 4 and the avatar is a 1, make a 5, so that's a good spot for it. And I'm going to take the 3 and just put it over here because this one needs all low ranks. I thought about putting the 3 here and then getting the reward of switch 2, but I wasn't really sure what I would switch yet, so I wasn't sure I could make good use of that. So I thought I would just go one more round and see what I get. So an avatar and 2 of water. All right, now I can solve a number of these riddles, I think, right now, but I'm a little bit worried about how I would cover them. I'd start drawing from the top of this deck. I've seen a lot of water, and I feel like I've seen a decent amount of fire, but not much earth. And so I'm thinking this one that needs to be all the same element, I'd like to surround it with earth. I think I've got the best chances of that. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that happen. So I think I'm going to take this avatar and play it here. And this one must be all creature cards, or odd ranks. And these are all creatures, so I've solved this riddle. So my reward is I can switch any 2. Oh, shoot, that's not what I meant to do. Never mind, I'm not going to play that there. All right, I'm feeling real boxed in. I'm going to put this here, which doesn't solve anything. And I'm going to put this here, which also doesn't solve anything. I'm kind of kicking it down the road and hoping I get better cards on this round. So I've got, okay, a 2 of Earth and a 6 of Earth. I think I can work with that. Ooh, although that's going to cause its own issues. Oh boy. All right, I'm going to play the 6 here. And the 2, maybe I'll play the 6 here. I don't know that it really matters, but I'll put that there and the 2 here. I really need a 2 of fire here. Oof, this is going to be an important round one way or another. Here's 2 more cards. Oh, there's more cards left in that deck than I realized. A 4 of Earth and a 5 of Earth. Oh, goodness. Well, that's going to be good enough. I'm going to make that work. And here's how. I'm going to play the 5 of Earth here. And now this one must be all odd ranks. We have 5, 5, 3, and an avatar, which also counts. So now I can switch any 2 cards. I'm going to switch these 2, like so. And now we have to cover this one up, and it's water, so it must be covered with an earth if possible. So I do have an earth here to cover it. There we go. And now we can evaluate this one. I need 3 cards of the same rank, and then any 4th card. I have 5, 5, 5, and then the 4th card here. So my reward for this one is I can reclaim 1 card, and I think I'll reclaim this one into a discard pile over here. And then I have to cover this one, and this is fire, so I must cover it with an adjacent water. There we go. And now I still have this 2nd card to play. And it won't help me with either of these riddles, but it will help me with this one. So I'll play it here. And this must be all cards of the same element. And they're all earth. So I will take the reward of move 1 card. I'm going to move this 2 of earth to here. And now this one must be covered. And it must be covered by fire if there's an adjacent fire, but there's not. So I've got to take the top card from the deck without looking and cover it that way. And now I'm going to choose to resolve this one next because I can choose from either of these. This one must be all low ranks. So avatars, 2s, and 3s. We've got avatar 2, 2, 3. So we meet the criteria. The reward is I can switch any 2 or move 1. Oh, and you know what? I'll switch these 2. Not that it really matters because I'm at the end of the game, but now I've got to cover this with fire if possible, and now there is a fire available, so I don't have to draw from the top of the deck. And now I can resolve this one, which says adding or subtracting across must equal 5. I'm treating this avatar as a 1, so a 1 and a 4 is 5, 3 and a 2 is 5, so that solves that criteria. And then I can reclaim 1 card, I don't need to, and then I must cover this with a earth if possible, and there is one here. And that's it. All of the djinns are covered. So that was the basic version of Cave of Djinns. So now let me get all of these standard cards back, and we'll shuffle them up. And I'm going to play this a 2nd time, but I'm going to increase the difficulty, although I felt that was difficult enough. Oops. Face down, face up, whatever. There we go. So with the increased difficulty that I'm about to show you, I have 1, but I'm not consistent about it, so I don't know if this is going to be a win or a loss. But we're going to mix these up a little bit, and then I'm going to take these and just flip them all over just so you can see the other sides of all the djinns, but I'll still shuffle them around a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so let me, oh geez, that's a little off kilter, huh? Let me tell you what the riddles are for each of these 6 djinns. This one you have to add across to equal 9. This one needs to have at least 2 different elements around it, and across needs to be the same element. This one needs the same rank across. This one needs all high ranks, so 5s, 6s, and avatars. This one needs a sequence with an avatar. So it can be, avatar 2, 3, 4, or it could be 4, 5, 6 avatar. It could be at the top or the bottom, but you cannot wrap around. And then this one needs all location cards, so all even ranks. So let's give these a little more of a shuffle, and then I'll show you the ultra difficult mode. There's a few different difficulties that are listed in the rulebook, and I just combined them together to make it really hard. All right, so here we go. So the two things that I'm doing to make it more difficult are, first, you take the top card off this deck and you just burn it. It's out of the game. And so you don't look at it. We don't know what it is. So we've lost something. And then the second thing you do is you fill these three spots before you start. So we've got an avatar of water there, a 4 of earth in the middle, and a 3 of fire up there. So that's going to make it tough to play around. So we could potentially move them around and stuff. But so this one, again, how does this affect everything? This one needs all high cards, so 5, 6, and avatar, so that's lucky. This one is a sequence with an avatar, which is super lucky because 4, 5, 6 avatar. Can't believe that worked out. This one needs same rank across, so I need another 4 here and a 3 here. This one needs 2 element types, which we have, earth and water, and then same element across. So we need a water here and an earth here. And then this one, they need to add up across to equal 9. So this has to be a 6, and this has to be a 5. So with those restrictions in place, now we start again by grabbing 2 cards and playing them in either order. Now I could take this 6 and play it here to add across to make 9, but it also has to be across. This has to be a 6 of water to make that work. And hopefully that's not the card I eliminated at the beginning. And so let's take this 6 and put it here for this sequence. Although I could also put it here. They're the same element type, and this needs all high cards. Yeah, maybe that's a little better, because I can put any 6 here, I guess. And then this 4 I'm going to put here, because these need to be the same rank across, and then this one needs to be all even numbers, so that helps. Now we draw 2 more. We've got the 4 of fire and the 6 of fire. I think that's good. Let's put this 6 here for this sequence, and we'll just put this here with the other even number cards. Now draw 2 more. 5 of earth and 2 of earth. Okay, so let's play the 5 of earth here. Now I've solved this riddle. I need a sequence with an avatar. So 4, 5, 6, and avatar. So my reward is I can reclaim one. So I'm going to reclaim this 5. So that's in the discard pile. So maybe it'll come back. Probably not. But I reclaimed it because it would be helpful to have for this one, helpful to have for this one right there. And I don't really want it next to this one because this one wants evens. And now I must cover this one up with a fire if possible. So I'll take that one and cover it. There we go. And now I can play this 2 somewhere. And I guess I'm going to put it here with the other even ranks. So next round, draw 2 more. We've got a 5 of water and a 3 of water. And I think I'll play the 5 of water here and now resolve this one. So we need 2 different element types, which we have. We have water and earth, and they must be the same element across. So water this way, earth this way. So we solved that riddle, and now we can move 1 card. And so I'm going to move this one to here. So I'm trying to get double duty out of that 5. So these now add across to equal 9. And now I must cover this one with an earth if possible. And this 4 is working on a couple different cards, so I'll cover it with this 6. This one just needs high ranks, so I can find other cards. And then I'll play the 3 of water here. And this card says it needs to be the same rank across. So we have 4s across and 3s across. So we've done what we need to there. And then as the reward, we can reclaim 1 card into the discard pile, but I don't think there's one I really want to reclaim. So now I just need to cover this up with a water if possible. So I'll use this one, because that was a 3, and this one needs all evens around it. So that frees that spot back up for another even card. So let's draw 2 more cards. We've got the 3 of earth and the avatar of fire. Well, neither of them are even, so I'm not going to put them there. And this one has to be a 6 to add across to make 9. So I'm going to put this avatar of fire here. And then this 3, I can still use the other spots that are open from the djinns that are already gone. So I'm going to put it in this spot here where it's not really doing anything because I have nowhere useful to use it. So now I draw 2 more. There's the 6 of water and the 2 of water. And so that 6 is pretty helpful. Let's start with that. Let's place it there. And then these need to add across to equal 9. So 6 and 3 is 9, 4 and 5 is 9. So the reward is I can move 1 card. And so I might as well move this 6 down to here because this one needs all high cards, or 5 sixes and avatars, and then I must cover this with an earth if possible. So this 4 gets used right there, and now I can play this 2. I'm gonna play the 2 here. So this Djinn is surrounded by all location cards, or all even ranks, 2, 2, 4, and 4. So now I can switch any 2 cards, but I don't see really any advantage to be gained by doing that. So now I'm just going to cover it up with an adjacent water. I'll use the 2. And now I draw 2 more cards, and I've got 2 left. So I've got 2 of fire and 5 of fire. And I will play the 5 of fire here. And this Djinn must be surrounded by all high ranks, 5s, 6s, and avatars. And we have 5, 6, and 2 avatars. So I can switch 2 cards or move 1. And I guess I'll switch these 2. Oops, I didn't need to do that. I'm not gonna take any of those. And then I need to cover it up with a water if possible. So I'll just use this water here and cover it. If I didn't have a water available, I'd have to take it from the top of the stack, which is empty. Luckily, there's 1 card in the discard pile that I could use. So that is it. All 6 Djinns are covered again. So on this very hard difficulty mode, I beat it, and I feel pretty good. That was maybe the fastest I've beat it. And I'm not very good at counting cards, so out of curiosity, the card I discarded at the beginning was the Avatar of Earth. So good thing I wasn't waiting on that one. But there you go. That was 2 solo playthroughs of Cave of Djinns using the Cave of Djinns expansion deck of these 6 cards, these 6 Djinn cards, along with the Mysticana Foundation deck. So this was a nice expansion. I like it. I've played it, like I said, a few times, and the puzzle is definitely different every time. Sometimes it feels a lot harder than other times, but and I'm glad I at least got lucky one time on video to show that I can do it on the tough mode, but that is not always the case. So I like this little expansion, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other Mysticana solo games come out later. And you can be sure that when they do, you'll see them here. So if you'd like to see them, make sure you subscribe, and go ahead and leave a like and a comment so I know you enjoyed this video. And of course, feel free to share it with anybody else who you think might like it. But that is what I've got this time on Table for One. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.